Hey, good morning. Is this Myrna? Okay.
Yes, Miss
Hey,
Yasmin,
baby. Good
I just
morning.
changed my name.
Good morning,
Good
hon. How
morning.
are you? Good.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good, honey. We miss you so much. When are you coming back to school?
I guess after term exams, like for term two, like when
Oh,
we
okay.
also term exams, of course, because they're
Yeah,
in
you
the
have to
school
come for term
written.
exams, right?
Yes,
There's an
and
exam
then
schedule that was posted. Did you see it for your scheduled term exams for grade 12?
yes, starting 15th of November.
Exactly. Inshallah. That's good, hon.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, you come back soon, and we'll get this show on the road.
Yes.
Alrighty. So for here that what I wanted to hold on one second. Let me just do you have any questions? The last thing that I uploaded for you guys was the diminishing
The utility.
marginal
Yes.
utility, right? And basically how your marginal utility decreases the more you consume, right? With every additional unit of it,
Yes.
this is when you see that, that your utility or the usefulness of the project becomes, less and less. Okay, so we discussed before, Yamarna, if you remember, the concept of ceteris paribus. We
Yes.
said that with ceteris paribus, we are holding all other factors that can possibly influence our demand as constant, okay, as fixed, and we're not basically really putting them into calculation, and we're only focusing on what on price only as the only factor that is going to influence our demand. Okay, that was in
Yes.
section one or lesson one. Now, what I want to teach you, and this is the video that I'm going to upload, so I'm going to teach it to you now. Okay, and this is what basically I'm going to upload today because technically, if you guys were in school today, you would have a session. Okay, so I'm going to make a video today discussing what I'm going to discuss with you. All right, so I'm
Okay.
going to explain it to you now so that you would have an understanding. All right. Remember, by a change in the other factors, well, price remains the same. Okay, so now before we discussed the change in price, okay, and how the change in price can make your quantity demanded increase or decrease. And we looked at that in our demand schedule, and we said that the law of demand says if prices go up, our demand goes down, and if prices go down, our quantity demanded goes up. So we were looking at price as the determinant, okay, or the factor that is going to influence our demand. Okay, so Maya, you joined us. I'm covering now the lesson that is going to be discussed today in class. Okay, and if you have any questions, I'll take that from you later. Okay, so today I'm going to focus again on demand. All right, remember this whole chapter is about demand, and we're only going to focus on the factors that affect demand while price actually stays the same. So now we're not looking at price going up or down. We're looking at other factors that can possibly influence our demand while price remains constant or remains the same. Okay? So people decide to purchase different amounts of the product at the same price. All right? So again here when you're making a decision, okay, to buy a product or different amounts of that product while being at the same price, what are the factors that can influence your demand while price stays the same? All right. And remember when I told you when we discussed the price, changes in price or the change in price is shown on the graph in a movement along the curve. Okay, so we only have one curve and we're basically moving from point A to B to C to D, and then we see the downward sloping. However, when we're discussing a change in quantity demanded due to other factors other than price or when price remains the same, our shift in the graph will be either outward. Okay, so we're going to go from this line, line A, to line B. So here we see a change in demand with a shift. We're no longer moving along the curve. We're creating a whole new curve. Do you guys understand this concept? Okay, so a
Yes.
change in price was shown in a movement along the curve. However, now that we're discussing changes in other factors, other than price, we're no longer discussing a change along the curve, but no, we're discussing a shift in the curve by either moving outward or moving inward. Okay, and this is what's meant by a change in the our change or a shift in the curve is going to occur this way. Okay, so please bear that in mind that when we're discussing a change in other factors that are influencing demand other than price, the shift is either going to be outward. And again, if you're moving from A to B, then here, what is happening to your demand? Obviously, as you guys can tell, the numbers are increasing. That means your demand is also increasing. So whatever happened caused your demand to move up, or whatever happened or whatever that factor was, it made your demand move or increase. All right, what if my line was added here? Like if I'm going to annotate, for example, and draw, for example, a line this way, all right, and here, and call that, for example, line C, for example. Okay, that was a horrible C, but okay, line C. What are we seeing here? The shift is moving inward or outward?
Inward.
Inward.
Inward, right? So that means what, Myrna? That means my demand is increasing or decreasing?
Decreasing.
Good, all right. So again, A is what we call the original demand. A is the original demand, all right? And then what happens, or what really does happen on like quizzes or exams or whatever, is that I give you scenarios. Okay, so you will get like a little short story or like a small paragraph, and with the original demand. Okay, so this is your original demand, and then you would hear some factors. I would provide for example, this situation happened, and then you would have to assume or understand from the scenario which factor is it from the story that I'm saying, which factor was it? Because I'm going to give you several factors. And then you would have to decide what kind of shift occurred in demand. Was it a shift outward that caused demand to increase? Or was it a shift inward that caused demand to decrease? Okay, so just let's just keep that in mind. All right, everyone understands what we did? All right, good.
Yes.
Yes.
Again, here, I need to clear this drawing. Okay, so here, all right, so here, for uh, we will study the factors that can change demand. The first factor that we're going to look at is consumer income, and you need to remember them by name. And you also are going to have to explain them to me on the exam, or for example, I might give you, like I said, a scenario. What is income? Income is basically what a person makes. All right, the amount of money that you're earning as a working person is your income. Okay, if you're babysitting and you earn money, that is your income. If you are a teacher and you're earning money, that is your income. If you are doing a part-time job, the money that you're earning, your wages, this is your income. Okay, income has a big influence on demand because, of course, obviously, common sense says that if a person is earning more money, their demand will increase. Okay, because if you know that if you're expecting a promotion, for example, if Myrna is working and in her firm they're telling her next month, starting next month, we are promoting you to you know a higher position, and with this higher position you're getting an increase also in your salary, then Myrna is her expectations are going to be higher. Okay, Myrna can go and start planning to buy that new car that she had in mind, because what is she expecting, or her income is going to increase. Okay, so here with an income increase or with a promotion or with the more money you make or any additional cash that's coming your way, it makes you demand more. Okay, obviously. All right, so here the scenario says your original salary was £6,000, and of course here you received a promotion, and this promotion caused your salary or your income to bump to £9,000. What will happen to your demand? Obviously your demand will increase. So here the price of the shirt is 300, 400, 500. This is your original demand, and this is demand with a comma. Demand with a little comma means this is your new demand. Okay, so this is your original demand right here. All right, so what happened here? If the shirt was 300 pounds, you were going to buy two. At 400 pounds, you were only going to buy one. If the shirt is 500, you weren't going to buy any. So now with this scenario, if you had an original salary and you received a promotion of 9,000, if this is your scenario in on the exam, what is the factor that influenced your demand? You would say, of course, it is consumer income. All right. So anything related to income or money earning, this is called consumer income. The more money you earn, the more that you are willing to buy at different amounts at all possible prices. Okay, so you went here, your demand had shifted, all right, from two to three. Okay, it went from one to two and it went from zero to one. So here, what kind of demand or what kind of shift can this be represented on the graph? Who could tell me what kind of shift could be on the graph? It could be what
Increasing.
increasing. So it would be
Increasing.
inward or an outward shift?
Outward.
Outward. Good job. Okay. So here, this would be an outward shift. And this outward shift, of course, would look like B on this graph. It would be to the outward, not inward, but outward. Okay. So the first factor, other than price, remember, price is remaining constant. Okay. Price is not changing. But here, what is influencing me is not the price of the shirt, but what's influencing me is actually the income, the increase in income that I'm making. So here, what is the factor called? Again, it's called consumer income. And consumer income, again, it could be two. There's always two sides to the story, by the way. Okay, Myrna got a promotion, and also, God forbid, Myrna could also get a demotion. All right, so here, not a promotion. Again, she's getting an increase in her salary, her income is increasing. But let's say, for example, they say, "Sorry, Myrna, but your position is going to be replaced by a computer or a machine, so we no longer need you in this firm." Okay, or sorry, we have to let you go because for any reason, or you're being laid off, the company's shutting down. All these reasons, or all these are negative reasons, so they're going to cause Myrna to lose her job. So if Myrna is losing her job, or she's getting demotion, she was manager, now she's just an associate, then again, what's happening here, her income is either really decreasing, or maybe she's not getting an income at all if she's getting laid off. So what's happening here? Myrna's demand is going to increase or decrease?
And decrease.
Decrease. Okay, so if Myrna's income is going to decrease, then here, of course, you're going to see a shift in demand that is going to be inward, okay, because it's not going to be an increase, but rather this two here is going to change to a one. This one here might be a zero, or this 500 maybe. If it was here a one, it would be a zero. So again, you would see a negative or a decrease in the demand. So remember, for every scenario, guys, there's always possibilities of what can make it increase and what can make it decrease. Okay, just prepare yourself to do that, because I can give you the factor, and I would ask you to tell me a scenario. Okay, and then draw the graph according to the scenario that you have provided, and I can give you a scenario. Give me a scenario that depicts both an increase in demand and a decrease in demand according to this factor of demand. Okay, so be ready to talk about promotions, increase in income. Be ready to talk about getting laid off or getting a demotion, or for any reason, you're not making the same amount of money that you're used to making. You're making less, or you're not making at all. Okay, is that clear for you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so let's move on to the next factor here. Same goes for decrease. Okay, this is what we're talking about. You're getting laid off. You're a person that's getting fired, for example. A business is shutting down. Sometimes, that happens a lot in the world of business. Okay, sometimes businesses have, they go out of business for any reason, or they could also, not only do they go out of business, they could be relocating. All right, that means, moving from, one country to another country, and you cannot make that move, so you end up losing your job. So all these have caused your income to basically decrease. And if your income has decreased, then your demand is going to decrease as well. So here, if you guys were in class, I would ask you to create your own demand schedule for this scenario and then draw its curve. Okay, but I'm not going to do that now. But we know that the curve will have an inward shift because again, all this will cause your demand to decrease. Okay, the next here, or the next factor that might influence my demand other than price. Remember, price is not the factor. It's consumer taste. Okay, and what is consumer taste? Consumer taste is basically your opinion and um how you feel about certain things, or what is your mindset towards different things. Usually here, when we discuss consumer taste, we're talking about trends that occur that can change your mind about what to buy. All right, and consumer taste here, other a lot of factors factor into consumer taste. Okay, we talk about fashion trends. Okay, at one point, of course, certain things could be trendy, and when you see them, especially in clothing and stuff like that, and when they become popular, we seem to want to go for them. All right. Peer pressure or peer group pressure. If all your friends are, for example, doing something or dressing a certain way, or maybe carrying a certain phone, or a certain electronic, or whatever it is, that could also affect your consumer taste. Advertising is a big one because, again, the purpose of advertisements, whether they are commercials on television, in the newspapers, or billboard ads that we see on the streets or on the highways, all these ads or advertising is made to convince and to persuade us to change our consumer taste, to add or to increase our demand towards buying certain products. Okay, also with seasons. Okay, seasons and climate can also influence our consumer taste. Okay, again, in the summertime, we all find ourselves looking at these bathing suits online, and we're more focused on beach related items, and fun summer stuff. In the wintertime, our consumer taste is shifting. We're no longer really shopping for bathing suits and so on, and sunscreen. We're more looking at whether it's umbrellas and jackets and hoodies and sweaters. So again, season and climate also has an influence on our consumer taste. Okay. So again, consumer taste is basically your how your opinion or how you feel about buying certain things changes. But then again, you have to kind of like remember that all these are factored into consumer taste because they have an influence on the choices that you make. Okay. Of course, as a company or as an advertising company or as a producer, you know that your advertisement is successful, or that your advertising campaign was successful when you see that clients or people are buying more. Okay. When you buy less, when do you buy less? Okay. When here can we see a shift inward, okay, or a decrease in demand when you get tired of a product. Okay, like for example, let's look at the food business. Okay, we're all could be sick and tired of eating McDonald's every day. Okay, so let's not order McDonald's today. Let's go for Pizza Hut or KFC. Okay, so when you get tired of a certain product, okay, or it doesn't have to only be food, it could be anything. I'm tired of using the same makeup. I want to try, maybe try a new brand. I'm tired of wearing the same brand of clothing. I want to give it a shot for something new. So again, here, when a consumer gets bored, all right, or you feel like this is something that you've been doing over and over again, you want to do something differently, then again here you shift or you buy less. When you hear a rumor, okay, or an unfavorable report, now we have this big thing online about reviews, okay, and we're using them to our advantage. Okay, so there was a big here a rumor, an example here that I actually took from a website, and someone wrote about his experience related to Egypt Air, okay, which is a Egypt Air flying. Okay, so he said, this was his review: "Don't fly Egypt Air, guys. Bad business, poor customer service, and disgusting choice of meals." Okay, so if Myrna was planning on spending her honeymoon and she wanted to travel, via Egypt Air, and her husband are doing some research, and they come across this unfavorable review. What is going to happen to your consumer taste, Myrna?
So if I see this review like a bad one, I wouldn't choose like Egypt Air. I would go for like another airline.
Good. Okay, so again, of course, this is just like an example, but we usually like to look at more than one review just to make sure that when whatever we're hearing is not just an angry customer. But I'm just saying, for the sake of the example, usually bad reviews do have an effect on us, right? When we review certain gadgets, whether they're electronic or not, makeup, even restaurants before we go dine in them, resorts before we decide to go spend our vacation there, we tend to look at reviews. So again, here, if this is an example on your if this scenario was an example on your exam, what factor is depicted? What is the factor? What is it called that is influencing demand?
Consumer taste.
Good. So the factor influencing demand would be here. Again, if I ask you that, this is the scenario right here, and your factor would be, you would say that it's consumer taste, because again, this is a bad review. It's affecting my taste, okay, what I want. And what can possibly happen to demand here? Like Myrna said, demand will definitely decrease. How will it be shown on a graph? It will be, of course, where a shift where is it going to be along the curve?
No.
So where? How does it be? How is it?
Um, it's a shift inward.
Good. It's an inward shift. Good job. All right. So here, if the graph would be moving to, okay. So let me just annotate. Sorry, it's very bad. This is your original demand. All right, D, and then here would be your D1. All right. So here, D on one. This is your new demand, showing this scenario again, an increase or a shift inward, showing a decrease in demand. Okay, everyone understands what we're doing? Yes?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, clear. All right, clear all my drawings, my lovely drawings. Okay. All right, so again here, consumer taste. All right, again, reviews and rumors. Okay, rumors also don't have to be written, but people share. I call Myrna and be like, I bought this new phone. Remember when the iPhone came out and everybody was saying it was bending? And everybody was talking about it and it was all over. Or Samsung, I think, when the phone was bursting or burning, something like that. But again, all these are, they could be possibly true and they could be rumors. But usually when we hear something negative, like, there's a big rumor that I always hear about noodles, or those ramen noodles, that they cause cancer. But is it proven scientifically? I'm not really sure. But it could be a rumor. And a lot of parents, believe it or not, they refuse. They would rather feed their kids anything but these noodles, okay, because of this, this rumor that it causes cancer. Is it true? Is it not true? Have you guys heard this rumor before?
Yes, a
Yes,
lot.
of
Yeah,
course.
we heard it a lot, but is it scientifically proven? Honestly, have you read like a scientific report that says ramen noodles causes cancer?
No.
No.
No, so this is an example of a rumor. I believe so. Okay. All right. So we looked at this example. The next thing here that we're going to use is substitutes. Okay. Substitutes are is another factor that is going to affect my demand. All right, and substitutes here, again here is an effect that affects my demand. But again here, we're looking at what are substitute goods. Substitute goods are basically goods that basically could compensate for each other because they're very much the same. Okay, like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they're the perfect substitutes because they are basically the same good, however, just different brand names, right? So if I'm strolling in the supermarket and I see that Coca-Cola, the can, is at $2 or 2.50, $2.50, but Pepsi, the can, is on sale for $1, then automatically my demand for Coca-Cola is going to drop because Pepsi again here is cheaper. So my demand for Pepsi is going to go up. This effect is called the substitutes effect, okay, or the substitution effect, okay. Uh, on the other hand, we have also complements. All right, complements are goods that go hand in hand. So let me just elaborate more on substitutes. All right. So again, here the picture is pretty much self-explanatory. If the price rises for this Coca-Cola, the demand is going to go up for Pepsi. And if the price drops for Coca-Cola, the demand is going to go down for Pepsi. Do you guys see what's happening?
Yes.
Okay, can you guys think of any other substitute goods in your mind? Two goods that can basically substitute each other.
Like maybe a Colgate and Sensodyne, like for toothpaste.
Okay, so again, good. All right, Colgate and maybe let's just say Sensodyne or Crest. That's perfect. Okay. Also, we can use coffee and tea. They're substitutes. Okay, because again, coffee and tea are both caffeinated drinks that substitute each other. McDonald's and Burger King. Okay. Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Okay, we can also have, for example, different brands of cigarettes. Okay, we can also have, different flights or airplane, or different dairy milk, Cadbury, or Nestle. Okay, all of these are substitutes. Okay, you can have what is that brand for juice? Johanna, and you can substitute it with what's another brand for juice?
Marai.
Ina Farms or whatever that you guys that's there. So these are basically substitutes. Substitutes here they have an inverse relationship between them because if the price of one goods rises, the demand for the other one goes up, and for the price if this one good goes down, the demand for the other one goes up. Okay, so what would happen if the price of Pepsi goes up? What's going to happen to the demand of Coke?
It will increase.
Good. What happens if the price of Pepsi goes down?
The demand of
Demand
Coke would
for
increase.
The demand for Coke will decrease.
Increase.
Exactly.
decrease.
So they're both affecting each other, kind of. Now, complement goods are goods that go hand in hand with each other. Hand in hand means that the price of the peanut butter. Remember, in America, I don't know if they do this here, but peanut butter is usually peanut butter and jelly or jam. They go hand in hand. Like this is like you cannot have peanut butter without jelly. All right, so this is just like it kind of goes together. Here, our complement goods here are the toothpaste and the toothbrush. Okay, you cannot get you're not gonna be able to really use a toothbrush without putting some paste on it, and you're not going to be able to use the toothpaste without having a brush to brush your teeth with. So they're complements. Now, what is the relationship between complement goods? Okay, the relationship between complement goods is if the price of peanut butter goes up, all right, automatically we know that the demand for it is going to decrease. Okay, and if the demand of peanut butter decreases because the price of peanut butter has gone up, we're going to see that this is reflecting automatically on the jam, that the demand for jam will also decrease because it's a complementary good that goes hand in hand with the peanut butter. Same goes for the toast. All right, there was other examples of, like, for example, hot dogs and hot dog buns. Okay, if the price of hot dogs goes down, the demand for hot dogs is going to go up. And if the demand of the hot dogs goes up, automatically the demand for the buns will go up because, again, they're complementary goods. They go in hand together. Okay? Is that clear to you guys? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, again, we're not really talking about the price of jam. We can. What's going to happen if the price of jam goes up? The demand for jam is going to go down. And automatically it will cause the demand for peanut butter to go down. You see this? All right. If toothbrushes are on sale, demand for toothbrushes will go up. And if the demand of toothbrushes will go up, then automatically the demands for the toothpaste will also go up. So basically, they're influencing each other because they are complements. So whatever's happening to the other will for this one will happen to this one. Opposite of this, substitutes are actually the opposite. Okay, demand for Coca-Cola is going up because the price went down, so the demand for Pepsi is going to drop. You see? They're opposites. But complementary goods, they kind of go together in the same direction. You guys understand this?
Yes.
Okay, so far we have four factors that we are discussing. The first factor is the factor of consumer. Um, what did we say? It was consumer income. Then we discussed consumer taste. We went into substitutions and substitute goods and complement goods. That's four. And five, which is your last factor of demand, influencing demand, is consumer expectations. Okay, the way people think about the future also affects their demands. If I am thinking about having a new baby or I'm expecting a child, my demand is going to be different. I might be wanting to save more money for my childbirth. I'm expecting to be putting my child to college. So I'm expecting to spend later. So I'm going to save now. So if I wanted to make a purchase now, I'm probably going to delay it. Okay, yes or no? Okay, so people plan, and when they're expecting something, it really changes their mode of demanding or buying. Okay, another thing also, like Apple, we know that Apple, has this technological breakthrough every year. I believe in this month, or maybe they already launched it or it came out. I'm not really sure. A new iPhone comes out. So maybe you hear that Dell is having this amazing laptop coming out in a few months. So your expectations are waiting for that product to come out in a few months will have an effect on your current demand now. So you're going to hold off buying this laptop now, which will cause your demand for Dell to decrease until this month when it's released. Then you'll buy it. Then your demand will increase later. You guys see that? So your current demand is going to decrease because you're holding off purchasing this laptop or whatever it is that you're holding off to buy until it comes out. So here it will cause your expectations, or you're waiting for something to come out is going to make your demand to increase now. All right. The weather also is a big thing that causes our demand to shift. Okay. The weather forecast predicts that a terrible storm will come and it will affect the production, for example, of tomatoes. Okay, so what are your expectations? Your expectations is, oh my God, in the next few months, we're not going to have any tomatoes. So what do you do now? You better stock up now. You better go and buy all the tomatoes that you can possibly have and put them in your deep freezer and conserve and save. Save some tomatoes for later. So what did the weather forecast here made you your expectations for the future for not having enough tomatoes made you afraid, so you're going to buy a lot of tomatoes now. So what did it cost you for your current demand? It caused your current demand to increase, and here this concept is called consumer expectations. When you expect something to be happening into the future that is going to affect your demand now. Okay. I'm expecting to give birth. So now I'm going to save my money. So I'm really going to hold off purchasing this new outfit that I wanted. Again, my demand now is going to decrease. All right. Anything related to weather. Okay. Hurricanes are expected to happen, and people go and buy all the toilet paper in the world. Remember, even when COVID happened, America had a shortage in toilet paper and water bottles. Okay, because again, they were expecting this huge lockdown and for things not to be available, so they went and they stocked up. Again, this expectation of a future a longer lockdown made people's demand increase for a certain time period. This is expectation. Okay, so again, guys, these are your five determinants or the five factors other than price that can affect our demand. Are they clear?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. All right, so this is your lesson for today. I'm going to upload homework. I'm going to make an announcement on the Facebook group, and I'm going to also make it on the for you guys. Okay, I know that you guys are busy, but there's going to be a little assignment that you guys have to hand in. Even you can even hand it in when you guys return. Upon your return, take your time with it. I'm not setting a due date. You guys are out for reasons, I guess exams or traveling. I don't want to burden you, but there is an assignment, okay, and it's going to be handed in, when you guys return, whenever it is convenient for you guys, okay? So, any questions about what we did today or what we did before?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you guys for attending today. Maya, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Hello?
No, I don't.
Okay, baby. Okay, thank you guys for attending today. And I wish that you guys have a great day, inshallah. And I'm going to be uploading this video for your classmates also to see, okay?
Okay,
All
thanks
right,
a lot.
thank you guys. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.